Good evening to everybody from Spain. I'm very happy to be here joining all my sisters from all continents and representing also diversity and other regions and cultures and languages. So it's an honor and a privilege to share this space also here with Christine and with Amy. And thank you so much to Laila and Ben for this initiative. And before starting with a soft landing meditation, I would like also to announce you that we also have a practice group in the circles of practice in Spanish all Thursdays at 5:30 Central European time. That means 8:30 in the morning Pacific time in North America. So all of you that would like to practice for free in Spanish some self-compassion, I invite you to these sessions that are happening all Thursdays, and with the leading of Luis Gregoris, that is the other Spanish MSc teacher trainer. And I think he's here with us, accompanying in this such a special day for all of us. So let's start with a soft landing meditation this hour. And for that, I invite you just to sit comfortably, closing your eyes, and let your attention settle into your posture. So dropping your attention into your body and allowing the mind to adopt the qualities of the posture little by little. Stability, grounding, strength, quietness, dignity, and elegance. Sitting with great dignity and rootedness, and seeing your ability to face everything that comes your way. Now, when we take the only seat on our meditation cushion, we become our own monastery. Everything we need is here inside of us. And now directing your attention softly towards breathing, and letting it circulate freely through the body. Making each breath bring calmness and serenity to your being. And at the same time, you can cultivate the sensation of relaxation and openness. The body is present, the heart is soft and open, the mind is attentive, and we can appreciate the human capacity to open up, to wake up. As you breathe, feeling your ability to open up in body, heart, and mind, and leaning gently and tenderly towards yourself as you would towards a beloved little child. We are creating together the compassionate space that allows the emergence of all things. And finally, you can take a few moments to appreciate all the people who have helped this encounter, this adventure be possible, you included. So to, yes, come out of the meditation, you can stretch yourselves as you need. Start play with your body and enjoy a little bit having this female body. And before guiding you to the main practice, that is embracing our bodies with fierce compassion, I would like to just talk a little bit with you, or and make some reflections together. And I want to talk about our punished female body and the relationship that women have with their bodies, struggling a lot. And I believe that in our Western societies, women now have more money, power, and legal recognition probably than ever before. However, in terms of our physical appearance, I think we have regressed in rights, and we have condemned ourselves to a type of aesthetic slavery. And the more legal and material advances women have gone through, the more rigorous and harsh the images of female beauty have been. And virtually all women are dissatisfied with their bodies. Something is always too big, or too small, or too thin, or too fat, too short, or too long. And there are many physical impositions that are imposed on us as women to the point that it's no longer healthy and real. And it seems to me that the patriarchy has found a new form of oppression more than effective. And this is the industry of beauty. And the myth of beauty is not only pits some women against each other, but also forces us to be in continuous war against ourselves, because it is impossible to meet the script's demands. And despite all efforts, you are never thin enough, pretty enough, or young enough. It is true that we live in a society of cult of the body in general, but social pressure oppresses women more. And we are much more valued for our physical appearance than for our intellect. And the worst thing is that because we are aware of this, we spend too much effort to fit the model. Just two facts to consider. 90% of eating disorders affect women in the world, and 88% of cosmetic surgery operations are performed on us. This unattainable ideal of beauty can create insecure, fragile, hungry women and consumers of any product that promises beauty or youth. And it is true that we are not forced to comply, but those who are outside the imposed mold are rejected. However, objective beauty doesn't exist. So many women also are obsessed with food. We deprive ourselves of hypercaloric foods. We constantly exercise, or we drink large amounts of water, and we restrict our intake, among others. We just don't enjoy and have pleasure eating. Yeah. And young women who have not yet created their identity or self-esteem internalize all these images that they constantly receive and are compared and undervalued. There are young people who are unstable and vulnerable to these images, who assimilate this message and measure themselves in values that they don't fulfill. And these unrealistic aesthetic standards drive us crazy and destroy us. We see our body, oh, this is shame really, but we see our body as an object which we don't have an affective relationship, but rather use it as a functional instrument. And instead of pushing us to accept and love ourselves and to see the body as a delicate and intelligent organism that is in our charge, and to relate to it from appreciation and gratitude, we criminalize the body and its imperfections. And the pressure we exert on our bodies is another form of oppression. But now the good news. Fortunately, self-compassion provides us with a powerful antidote to body dissatisfaction. Research carried out in this regard indicates that a short period of self-compassion practice can help us feel less body shame and help us value our body as it is, and thus reduce our self-esteem's dependency on physical appearance. When we treat ourselves with kindness, cordiality, and acceptance, we realize, really, that we are much more than that image. And we begin to recognize that our value comes from being a person who tries to be happy, and that although she often makes mistakes, she doesn't stop trying. And instead of identifying exclusively with our body, we can see the bigger picture and recognize the great importance of our internal resources and our inner beauty. And we can also be aware of and appreciate the amazing gift that the life of our body provides, and experience the vitality that it encourages in the depths of our being. So self-compassion allows us to thank our body for what it does for us, and to put an end to the madness of valuing ourselves exclusively based on our physical appearance. So dear sisters, let us break these chains with compassion, because what is imperfect is not our bodies, but society. And as conscious individuals, as conscious women, I invite you now to stop fixing ourselves and being aware of why we do it. I invite you not to follow the norms of a certain gender. I invite you to play with your body. I invite you to love and accept yourself, as well as to be able to express yourself regardless of your sex. And now I want to, present you a word from Africa. Yes, in respecting our African sisters, that is sawabona. And sawabona is a word that comes from South Africa and means I respect you, I value you. So now let's say sawabona to our bodies through the practice. Sawabona. So now I invite you to drop again in your body and adopting a comfortable position in which your body feels cared for, and at the same time, you can stay alert and awake. You may want even to lay down to feel out your body in the practice if you feel like. And I'm inviting you to gently close your eyes and let all the attention turn inward, connecting with you deeply and just welcoming this practice. Embracing our bodies with fierce compassion. If you wish, you can bring one or both hands to your heart or to another place that is comforting to you, to remind you to bring not only awareness, but loving and caring awareness, both to your experience and to yourself. And you can leave your hand there or put it in another place that is comfortable for you for the rest of the practice. And next, bringing your attention to that part of the body where you notice the sensations of the breath more clearly and stay there, noticing it for a few cycles. Perhaps perceiving how the breath nurtures and cares for you, and letting you hold it for a few moments. And now turning your attention kindly to your body to carry out a kind and honest observation, seeing if you can be aware of what it's like starting first by becoming aware of all the features and aspects of your body that you like. Perhaps you are in good health or have an attractive smile. Have a strength, flexibility. And trying not to overlook aspects of your body that you usually take for granted, that you usually don't take into account, such as having strong hands or that your digestive system works well. Please be aware that there are many parts of the body that are working perfectly right now. It is interesting to be able to be aware of and to be able to appreciate them. Allowing yourself to fully acknowledge and appreciate those aspects of your body with which you are satisfied. Stopping a few seconds at each one. I invite you to say, "Thank you for working. Thank you for working for me. I appreciate you. Thank you for working for me. I appreciate you." And take your time to go through the body in this way. And now making some space and allowing you also to notice the features of your body that you don't like so much. Maybe you have gray hair, blemishes, overweight, or you just can't run as fast and far as when you were younger. And when you do that, please don't forget to do something soothing or grounding. If this part of the practice feels triggering, do this at any moment you could feel overwhelmed. Being aware that when you do this, feelings of discomfort and rejection may appear. It's normal. We all have parts of the body that we find difficult to accept. It's normal. See if you also can recognize them. Maybe you hear a voice in your mind saying, I don't like this part of the body. I'm not comfortable with such a part of my body. Trying to stay with these feelings, acknowledging and accepting your imperfections without rushing into a disproportionate mental account of inadequacy and judgment. And giving yourself permission to do something else that feels compassionate if you feel drawn to it. I really invite you to carry out a balanced assessment of what you call defects or complexes. Don't try to minimize them, but don't overdo them either. Can you begin to recognize how hard your body works? Despite poor diet, lack of sleep, insufficient exercise, aging, can you begin to feel tender and loving for him? Please offer some kindness to your precious body. Please offer also not only kindness and tenderness, the yin qualities, but also protection, strength to your precious body. Stand for it. Seeing also in what you are feeling, if you can recognize common humanity. The others feel the same as you here, now. And don't you think that one of the characteristic features of women today is that dissatisfaction with our bodies? Dear sisters, we are in this together. We can take care of ourselves. We can respect ourselves and each other. And let go of the bondage of wanting to have a body in a certain way. I beg you to realize that our body is a living being in our charge, helping us sustain life on this earth and expressing ourselves in it. Start offering loving and motivating words, words of affection and protection. And if you wish, using soothing or supporting touch. Can you try to accept and allow yourself to be with what you consider defects included, just as you are, honoring your body, honoring the feminine body of all of us? And just in case you have trouble finding the words you need, what would you say to a good friend, to a good sister who is going through a problem with their own body similar to yours? What kind of comfort and support could you give her to help her to find out that you really care? And then try offering yourself those same words. And if the practice has aroused difficult emotions, trying to be kind to yourself because of the pain caused by body dissatisfaction. And finally, we are all going to say Sawabona to our bodies through practice. Sawabona, I respect you. I value you. I do care for you. I protect you. I will stand for you. Sawabona. I respect you. I value you. I do care for you. I protect you. I will stand for you. And let's close the practice just by hearing to this poem from Nikita Gill that is called Tell Your Daughters. Tell your daughters how you love your body. Tell them how they must love theirs. Tell them to be proud of every bit of themselves. From their tiger stripes to the soft flesh or their thighs. Whether there is a little of them or a lot, whether freckles cover their face or not, whether their curves are plentiful or slim, whether their hair is thick, curly, straight, long, or short. Tell your daughters how they inherited their ancestors' souls in their smiles, that their eyes carry countries, that breathe life into history, that the swing of their hips doesn't determine their destiny. Tell your daughters never to listen where bodies are critiqued. Tell them every woman's body is beautiful because every woman's soul is unique. Now let's enjoy these minutes of silence, remembering to tell our daughters this message of self-compassion. The moment is now, and time's up for being neglected and abused. Thank you so much, dear sisters.